In this video, we are going to cover Unit 3, Lesson 3, Drawing in Game Lab. From the left side navigation menu, make sure you're clicked on Modules, and then go to Unit 3 and scroll down to Lesson 3, Drawing in Game Lab, and click on the first page, the overview page of that lesson. From there, the overview goes over your learning goals for this lesson. You're going to learn how to use a coordinate system to place elements on the screen in Game Lab and to use different code as you place those shapes on the Game Lab screen. You have your task here. So you have an assignment, here's your vocabulary, and then there are your academic content standards for computer science. You just click the next button, and on the next page, and on this page is the lesson on Drawing in Game Lab. So basically you're going to learn how to place shapes. You would read through this page, and then here's the new code that you are going to learn in this lesson: the fill, the ellipse, and the rectangle. So we're going to click next to go to the next page. Here is a video that you will need to watch on Drawing in Game Lab. This is the intro video. After watching that video, click next. And then here's part 2, where they're going to show you how to use more of the tools in Drawing in Game Lab. Watch that video, click next. And then we have the lesson on drawing shapes, which it goes over the rectangle, the ellipse, the coordinates, the fill, the colors. So again, you would read through this. And if you want to use different colors, then here's the link to how to do different HTML color names. Then you come to your assignment, which is Drawing in Game Lab. From this assignment, you will click the link here, Drawing in Game Lab. Choose that, make a copy, and then this is the worksheet that you will fill out. So we'll just go through this one. They all look alike for every lesson. This is the similar worksheet that you'll see in other lessons through Unit 3, the computer programming or coding unit. So the purpose of this assignment is to use rectangle, ellipse, and fill commands to complete drawings in Game Lab. Directions. In this lesson, you learned how to use Game Lab to plot different colored shapes on the screen. To complete your assignment, you need to log into Codeorg, use the Game Lab program to complete simple drawings using coding blocks. Work through each of the activities below. The level number in the parentheses refers to the page number of the lesson. At the end of each activity, you're going to click the share button located in the upper left corner, copy the share link, and paste it into the box below, the correct box below. Okay, you need to be logged into your Codeorg account before choosing the link. So this link here should take you directly to Unit 3 in Codeorg. So you would click on it, and then you would go to that. And then below here, there are several areas to Codeorg. This is the new 21-22 curriculum. So they have Explore. This is placing squares and corners, level 3, and it has the points here. The skills, so you're not going to paste in the blue area. You're going to paste your share link in the white area to the right of that level. So you have level 5, level 6, level 7. This is just practicing your skills. Level 8 is an actual practice where you're going to be doing some debugging code. So that's 10 points. You have an assessment challenge or an assessment that is at level 9. And then you have a challenge where you're going to choose one of the following: the car, the face, or the shapes. And that again is at level 10 and it's worth 10 points. So this assignment here is worth 38 points total. And this is the document that you will be submitting. So now we are over into, we use that link, and you are in Codeorg. and that's where it took me. You are doing Unit 3 Interactive Animation Games 21-22, and it will take you right to Drawing in Game Lab Lesson 3. So you always click on the first link, but since if you already watched the video in Canvas and went through that part, then you can go right to Level 3 as indicated on the worksheet where it said go to Level 3 and do Level 3. So I'm just going to click on Level 3. And on this one, if you look at the upper right here, it shows you what you should see. So you guys, you need to read what it says here, the instructions, and then what you're supposed to do. So you always click Run first, and that's where, right now, where my rectangle is. I prefer also that you click and show the grid here on the left-hand side, because it helps you to see how to place the objects on the grid, on the Game Lab grid. You can also undo that, or you can show it. I prefer to show it because, again, you have a grid that is a 400 by 400 grid, and each square is 50. So you can see that when I mouse over the grid, you can see that below where it says Show Grid, you'll see the Y, the X and the Y. So if I place my mouse right here in the middle, it should be close to, X is 200 and Y is 200. It's close. Okay, so that is how you learn how to place your objects. So on this one, again, you're just going to follow the directions, and obviously you need two rectangles, and they need to be just like the picture. And you can see this rectangle here needs to be up in this corner. And as you learned earlier, when you place rectangles, they are placed by the upper left corner. So that's why this one is at 100, 100. Is because the upper left corner is at close to 100, 100. And we want to place it up to this one in the upper left. So that should be 0, 0. So then I would just change my coordinates to be 0, 0. And if I want to see how that looks, I would just click Reset and Run. And there you go. Now you need to place another rectangle to the lower right. After you've done that, you need to click Finish once you have both rectangles placed and go to the next assignment. So I'm just going to go ahead and click, and I'm going to show you how to do this one actually. We're going to click there, and I know I put my mouse right there and it says 350, 350. So I'm going to demonstrate this easy one for you. And so I have one square at 0, 0, one rectangle, at 350, 350. I click Reset and Run. That looks good. It looks like the picture. So then all you do is you click the Share button. Do not choose the URL at the top. You must click. That will not give you the right link to share what your assignment is here. So you're going to click the Share button and then just copy the link. So you click on it, right click, copy, or you can do a Control-C, and then close that. Then you go back to your tab where you have your assignment here, and you're just going to click to the right and paste that in, and then hit Enter to hyperlink it, to turn it to blue, which means it's hyperlinked. That's all you needed to do. And then go forward and go through the next levels. So I'm going to click back to my Codeorg. I'm going to click Finish, and I already went through that point, but it will take me to, so when I went there, it'll take me to the video, and if you want to rewatch this video, we also had that in Canvas. So if you've already watched it, then you can just click Continue, or you could watch it now. And as you notice, as I go through these activities, they're turning green. That's important because that tells you that you've hopefully completed that activity. So on this one, again, I like to show the grid and then click Run to see what is happening here, because there's code in your workspace. And then you have your toolbox. So when you click Run, there's two blue rectangles being drawn on GameLab. But the directions want you to look at the code that sets the color, which if you want to click show me where, it'll show you. Change the color from blue to yellow, add a new square, and it'll tell you by dragging a rectangle block into the code area right here. And there's even little hints right here, show me where. And then the new square can go on any location like on the screen. So it should look something like this when you're done. Okay, I'm not going to do this one for you. You need to do this. Read the directions. There's also some help and tips right here too, if you need to go back and watch that video or go to this page that shows you how to draw shapes. Once you are done and you've checked it and made sure that it works, then again, you're going to click share and then copy, click on that once, and then right click copy. That's the link you need. Go back to your assignment and then paste it in. Right click and paste, and then hit enter. So you're going to keep doing this process back to Game Lab, and you're going to keep doing this process until you get to the end. All right, so on this one, again, show the grid. I think the grid's a great place to start. You can always remove it when you're done to say, yep, that looks like it. And then you're going to read the directions. Okay, so you need to get the red square to be green, and then you need to get the red square to be in a different order so it's on top of the blue square and looks like this image where the green square or the green rectangle is on top of the blue rectangle in that order. Once you've done that, again, click the share button, click that, copy, and then go back to your document, paste it in, hit enter to make it go blue. Then you got to do level 7. All right, so you go to level 7 and you should be clicking finish. I'm not clicking finish because I'm not doing the assignments. Again, run. I like to show the grid so you can see you need to add an orange circle. All right, so there's the directions, and you can always look at the code. There's the directions, and then there's help and tips. So you want to get another ellipse. We call circles, we call them ellipses, and then squares are like rectangles. And then you have the X and Y. So again, with ellipses, they are placed according to the center, where rectangles are the upper left corner. Ellipses are right in the center. So that's where this ellipse is at 100, 100. So if I wanted to place another ellipse at a different location, if I wanted to move this one to be 200, 200, then again, I would just say 200, 200. So I'm just demonstrating something here for you so you can see that that moves. Let me take that back to the 100, and then you will need to place another ellipse on here with that yellow or orange color or whatever color you want. So it says add an ellipse of a different color, so you don't have to use that color. And also you just click down on the fill and you can see different colors, or you can go look at the RGB and get a different color. When you're done with that, you're going to click finish and it'll give you a code, or you click the share button and copy that and then paste it, close that, and paste that into your assignment page. Then you go on to level 8. When you go to level 8, and these are the simple exercises. So in level 8, you need to choose, says this is your practice, and you're just going to choose one of these. Okay, so you're going to either debug the car, debug a flower, or debug a stoplight. So you get to choose which one. So if you choose debug a flower, then you would choose that one. It's your choice. And obviously, guys, make sure you click show the grid and run. And you can see up here to the upper right, you need to get that flower to look like that. So you need to make some adjustments in this code in the workspace and read the directions. Once you are done, again, you would click share and copy that link, and then you would paste that link over into this area and hit enter. So that goes blue. It's hyperlinked. So I can just hit down so it looks like it's on the same page. And just to go back to that with level 8, again, if you go to 8, let's say you want to debug the car instead, that's the one you want to choose. then always run it, and there's something wrong with that car. And you can look at the picture up here, and then you would have to move the code to get this picture to look like the picture in the upper right. Or you can debug the stoplight. So if you debug the stoplight, then again, always, I like to show the grid and run it. So there is something wrong with that picture. It needs to look like the one to the right here. So you're going to move the code around in the correct order and choose different colors, obviously, because it should be red, yellow, green, and it's not. So you need to make those adjustments. Once you are done, and this picture here on GameLab looks like the example in the upper right, then again, you would just click the share button, and then you would copy that link and you would paste it into your worksheet here. But for that, you only need to choose one. You don't have to do all three. And then the assessment in level 9 on debugging. So you go back to GameLab, and now you're on level 9 because you clicked finish. And here, again, run it. Oh, so now you're debugging. So read through the directions. This is very important. You want it to look like this up to the upper right, but it's not. So there's something you need to do. Specifically, you need to move that rectangle into the center of the 4 ellipses and bring it to the front and change its color. Okay, so order of code is important. When you're done with that and it looks, you click reset and you keep running it until it looks like this. And then you would click share, copy that link once you're done, and paste that in. Now, just because you pasted code in, your teacher will be checking your links and will be checking to see if you completed the activity correctly. If your activity is not correct and you didn't do the work, you just pasted the code in, then you will lose points. So we have our last thing is our challenge. And when you click on challenge, the directions here says choose one of the following: car, face, or shapes. So it wants you to choose, you got to choose either the car, the face, or the shapes. Do not choose A, B, C. Choose D, E, or F. So if I decide I'm going to do the face, I would click on it, and this is, again, I can drag and make that so I can see what the face should look like. And I have to do this now because this is a challenge. There is no code under the workspace for me. I have to do it. You have to do it. So you should start out with a grid. I recommend it. And then you're going to figure out, well, where am I going to, my nose should be in the center. So maybe you want your nose to be, or the nose of this face, you want it to be right in the center. So you would, put in your rectangle and see if, oh, sorry, not a rectangle, my mistake. That's an ellipse. And then run it. Okay, there's my ellipse. Now I just need to change the color on it, right? And then maybe I want an ellipse up here in this spot where I put my mouse at 150 and 100. So I can put another ellipse at 150 and 100. So you can just see how you would work through this and keep resetting and running it. And then maybe I want my ellipse down a little bit. So maybe I really want it at 150, 150. So I can change that and reset and run. And then I can put another ellipse there to make the other eye. So maybe I want that run right about 250 and 150. So you use your mouse to kind of figure out where that's going to be. So there's my 2 eyes, and then you would start placing your rectangles, and then you have to add your colors. All right. Once you're done, again, click the share button, what it looks like the picture, copy that when it's completed, and then you'll paste this in, and you are done with this assignment. So now you have to submit it. Back over in Canvas, you would be on your assignment. All you do is click right here, it says click start assignment. So I click start assignment. There's several ways to upload this file. You can either use Google Drive, or you could do file upload and upload the file, or you could do a text entry, or you can do a website URL. So I'd go back to my assignment. I would click the share button up here to the upper right, and I would click anyone with a link. So make sure down that lower left, anyone with a link is a viewer. Copy that link, click done, go back to your assignment, and I would either choose the website URL, which you can just paste that in, or you can choose the text entry. And if you paste it in, make sure you hit enter so it hyperlinks, and then you can click submit assignment. So if you're going to use the text entry, that's one way to do that. And then it says you submitted. Let's say you want to resubmit it. We just click new attempt, and maybe this time you want to select website URL. So you just click the share there, paste it in, click submit assignment. And then that way your teacher will be able to see your assignment. So that's it. That is a longer tutorial than I normally will do for the remaining lessons, but I wanted to show you how to submit your, how to go through everything and then how to submit your assignment in Canvas.